Aloha guys, this is JRTV Hawaii in search of equality, health, and world peace. And you're looking at a selection of the both food and health items, personal hygiene, and also items that I use, always have on my person, in my pocket. Keeping in mind I wear a pair of shorts. They are it's a Dickies short, and it also, they're tough. You can put lots of gear on the pockets, and try to keep your cell phone away from your vital organs by putting it down there on the side pocket. And so let's get into it. Something you've never heard before on my show, something new. Dental picking. This is what I'm doing. I'm actually using dental picks to stimulate the gums all around, and you really have to get into the tooth. Let's say this is a tooth, right? You really have to get into it, into the gum, and how what the depth that you can access the base of the very base of the gum. And remember, the backs of the teeth in the lower areas of the teeth, the rear, the backs of the teeth on the bottom and top. The point is to stimulate the gums everywhere, all around, and this is something dentists do. And as you can see, I broke this tool in two sections so that I could use this one this is more of cleaning the top, perhaps if a little dark cavity bacteria, whatever is forming. Obviously there are, the dentist, for certain hundreds of dollars, hopefully not too many, can fix your teeth, either fill them. I recently had a tooth in the back pulled, or protect them with whatever the resin it is that they use. Also, I use finishing up with dental health. So I start off actually with a cloth. I clean my teeth with a cloth as a preemptive cleaning, and that actually cleans the bulk of the plaque off, so that I don't have to use a toothbrush to do that much work, because the cloth is ultra soft, and it does not harm the teeth. Any toothbrush, if you overbrushing, or any toothbrush, even though I use ultra soft bristles, meant for children, extra soft, it's still, you have to be really careful with your teeth. And not to mention, always fluoride free. This particular toothpaste leaves my teeth feeling better than before they were brushed. So I start off with flossing, then I proceed to a dental picking, and then I go with I start off with the cloth, then I do flossing, then I do dental picking, then a light toothbrushing. Keeping in mind that if you have a toothbrush, you can use a little cap and put a little toothpaste on it, and use a water bottle to swish out after meals throughout the day. Just keep it on your person. Life is about making things convenient to do, so always have your, for example, multivitamins seen and available. Always have a toothbrush around to brush. And also there is a oil process, not necessarily with olive oil because it has some acid in it, to my knowledge, but coconut oil is really nice to as a neutral. It's antibacterial cleansing for the teeth. And sometimes I'll do like a mini double brush at the end of the day, and also obviously consuming any sweets as a meal item, or even gluten types of things. That type of stuff can reoccur into your mouth, thus forming plaque throughout the night and harming your teeth. That should be considered. So maybe have dessert before your dinner, for for example, like an afternoon tea, quote unquote. Obviously, trying to avoid any caffeine. That's just a toxin. Uh, uh, so continuing on, this is for the lips. I'm actually liking the idea of the face masks. And by the way, there's a particular variety that I recommend using that has lighter strings. It's usually featured in a light blue. And it has thinner, lighter strings, and it just a lighter overall mask. And so compared to any other mask that I've tried, it really leaves the face feeling cool enough. And I actually use it even if post-COVID. I like the idea of just having it around the lips as opposed to around the not just the, not putting it on the nose, but on the lips, because I feel lips are in a way they are a they're like a sexual feature. They're something that may look appealing or whatever, and might want to be covered. So continuing on, and remember when you do your teeth, this is like a it could be a 10-minute process, and you want to sit comfortably, either maybe watching entertainment or informative content on the television or YouTube while you do your tooth process. That way you're comfortable but also accomplishing two things at once. Speaking of which, I often listen to different YouTube and TED Talk and subject-specific videos that I am learning about for my future and so on, that I listen to while I'm working, and that helps me feel really enjoy working. And I do enjoy work. I like finding good tools. Like, for example, I got this is a special pole sander. It makes a fun work of everything, and you can really enjoy your trade, whatever you do. Moving on. So these vitamins, I will take these B complex. What they do is they help to digest food, so you might want to take one before your meal, then maybe even one after, and then I always take a multi-after so that it is behind all of the food, so it doesn't get instantly digested, but takes time to digest. And then calcium, I might take after lunch. If it's taken separately, it doesn't interfere with the absorption of other supplements. And you can see I have a bit of everything here. I don't have the vegan. They are doing a vegan ramen, but this is inexpensive. You can add an onion or different greens or little spices, and then have a satisfying meal. This is considerations for people's budgets. Beans, they're like less than $1 each, the cans, and guess what? It's very satisfying. You can add some sauce, or you can add ketchup or olive oil, and just make a satisfying treat that, sometimes food isn't the most fancy or savory, but guess what? After you eat it, you don't feel like eating anything else savory, because there was a little salt and a little oil and such, a little sugar, sweet, flavorful. Mixed opinions on oatmeal and other grains, because they do contain gluten, but a little of that can be nice. And this is really nice mixed with watered down fruit drinks and perhaps even almond milk and such. By the way, trying to be aware that there could be soy in different products, trying to avoid any and all soy products, being that they promote the estrogen production in the body. And not forgetting to drink good water. These are $2 each. You can get good water out of a tap. Really learn to taste and learn. I think the best tasting waters I've ever had are this. It's $2, and Evian water, which is like snow from the French Alps. But just to give you a frame of reference of the good tasting water, a lot of water has toxins or chemicals that are used to clean it from the, filter, the city municipal systems, and a lot of water companies are adding fluoride or other chemicals that I can taste, like Dasani and all these other chemicals, and just of a great caution to that in general. Jumping over here, you'll see I have a knife. This was not so costly, and you can see it has a ring lock system, which is much more of a quality product. It's nice to have a multi-tool if you don't mind a little extra weight on you. This is a pepper spray. It's good to have on person. I often keep a nice looking timepiece in my my pocket, because you can put it on quickly and look of a higher social status or whatever, but just make yourself look less of a threat, more trustworthy. Same with a wedding ring, which I wear because I believe in marriage. And having this type of stuff, it's a good habit to have. Whatever you have, keys and whatnot, you want to have it on your person. A habit of clipping stuff on you and clipping it off. Obviously I have a whistle as well. Everyone should have a bank vault, by the way, if you don't already have one. This is a nice 256 drive. You could put so much data on your person. You can put backups in your bank vault. I also carry on me, I carry this. It can carry an ID and a credit card and a few business cards. That's funny, that's my reflection there. And I often carry a Ziploc bag. Ziploc bags are good in general because you can see their contents, but you can put receipts or important items that don't fit in this little guy. Some extra cash. It's good to carry some cash around where you can give $2 to people. I also carry an emergency $120 in my wallet, and I even in this cell phone case have an extra 20. Sometimes $20 is all you need to break up a little conflict or help solve a problem that is you are happening upon. Other health remedies not featured here. Well, obviously, vinegar. That's a good one for vinegar shots. There's turpentine, which is clear mineral spirits, which was used by the Merck Pharmaceutical Corporation in circa 1900, but now all these synthetic and practically variations of like cocaine, whatever is mainstream in the pharmaceutical industry. But there's also different cures out there. There's one where you do salt and olive oil, and it gets gets different stuff out of your system. You can look more into it. Also, be aware that some people do have intestinal parasites, little worms that are in their intestine, just like dogs do. But there are natural ways to get them out of the body. I believe they come from beef products, or non-vegan products in general. I do have a concern about pets that I have come upon recently. It's not that I hate dogs. Like there's a YouTube channel called I Hate Dogs, and the guy's well spoken. He expounds upon his different concerns regarding dogs and how they can pass on eggs of larvae of uh, intestinal, like parasites, worms, and they're just dirty in general. They like to play around or consume, garbage and so on, and feces, and so there are reasons not to have them around. They also have been shown to be mischievous, and especially the bully breeds can be harmful and deadly. And so, especially they may be nice to adults, but to children who they know they can, outgun, be, they can attack them. So that's a bit of a full breakdown on some certain health ideas, and yeah, and also, you can see safety gear. This is more than just for safety protection, but it allows you to create a bit of privacy, especially if you're going with a partial shade or a complete shade. It allows you to have privacy as you move around throughout the day, and you want. This is all about health and self-protection and beautification. By the way, even though you may have a pepper spray, or even think that you're confident with some type of other weapon, it's really not useful. It's better to give away your $100 or whatever you have, and to try to reduce the conflict or avoid it. Even if you think that you can hurt somebody, even if you carry a firearm on you, the whole idea of making a citizen's arrest, it can be complicated. Then, even if you successfully, defeat someone, they might seek vengeance for you, even if, after their prison term, or if they're not imprisoned, whatever, after it's over. So just some side notes on society at large, and the best thing is to just avoid more dangerous areas, and obviously place and time. Women, and men, making yourself look less. Don't try to look wealthy or attractive, and all situations. Often it's better to just not. You kind of cover yourself with glasses or whatnot to try to blend in, and not make yourself out to look like you might be appealing to someone else's, like their wife or partner, whatever. And also at large, people might think that if you're showing off your wealth, that you can afford to, that you better give them something, or you should give them something, or you can afford certain things. So there can be great disadvantages to even something as simple as looking like you might have some wealth. So all things to be considerate of. But just a quick overview of like what I do every day, what I'm consuming. By the way, this is it's made by the Heineken company in Holland, and they really do a good job with this particular item, drink, and yeah, I feel like I've covered a lot. Preview on easyworldpeace.com of my new work. It's the website's being remodeled. I'm trying to present my ideas in a different way. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hope you are able to incorporate some of these ideas, not to mention all the other ideas I share out there, but especially the dental one. The dental pick was a new thing. Remember to, you want to lather your body with olive oil maybe every evening, and then I do my feet, I do my private areas, also any skin, the lips, genitals, the facial lips and the nipples. I think a Burt's Bees, it's useful, and you want to knead the skin as well. Like, you want to like actually knead the skin, and the whole point of exercise and the skin movement is that's why it's disadvantageous to have any fat on you. Often women will store it in the breasts or buttocks, and that may look physically appealing, but it's actually a place where toxins are stored, leading to such things as cancer or other health ailments. And it's just a physical weight on you that doesn't makes you feel weighed down, and obviously so on. People have this idea that they getting old is normal or kind of a absolute. But guess what? 100 years ago, they believed a lot of things in society that were very inaccurate in terms of, or very, very unwise, or there's but now there's more information being added. I just presented probably at least 5 things that you haven't considered in this moment in my video, and more to come. Thank you. There is a concept called Ki Zen, Zen, and it's this idea of gradually improving, not trying to like jump to great improvement, but gradually building and not rushing things. And so try to incorporate some of this stuff. Sometimes a lot of this stuff, you could just readily start doing everything I've shared here. Remember, sometimes it's inopportune to do some of these things. You might offend people you're living with or people in your community, so you may have to hide them and not actively do them. But just adopt what you can. Everything is about change. Like wearing tactical clothing. I encourage women to not only downgrade their physical appearance, try to maybe even cutting their hair short, maybe not wearing makeup, maybe not wearing revealing clothing, even stuff like wearing footwear that enables you to fight or flight. Flight is always more useful. Blowing the whistle instead of screaming is more useful. The whistle should be quickly on you so you can quickly grab it and use it. Also a bright flashlight. I'm looking on Phoenix, the website, Fenix. They've got a good selection of premium professional flashlights for use, and some of them are, you might want to get one that's like 3,000 lumens that'll blind somebody, at least the strobe will, and it, criminal activity often occurs in dark places, so either avoiding the nighttime or having a light turned on when you're moving around. Keep in mind that some people are not given to reason, they can't be reasoned with, and they just need to be avoided. I think that's a good synopsis of what it means to be healthier, really be excited about your health. By the way, you can do little jogging, just start small, like start 5-minute jogging, some weights. Find machines and weights activities that you enjoy, or a sport that you enjoy. Also, it might be motivating for you to look at the people around and look, especially for the opposite gender as adults or whoever you're sexually, impressed by. Remember that the like I was saying. The idea that Certain features can be misleading. Fat around the breast buttocks can be a distraction, psychological burden. Even such things as larger genitals like penis or vagina. If the vagina or penis are larger, like it's not such a great thing. But there are elements all to consider that ultimately people will stay together because they have the same values and interests, and those will always supersede physical desires. And but it's useful to. But what I'm suggesting is the skin. I made some hints on the skin. The skin is always actually the principal attracting factor, and the most important thing to obviously if you're giving you're engaging in intimacy, foreplay, the skin is what you're interacting with, right? And yeah, I almost feel like maybe certain, if somebody's sex organs really match up well, a couple, they might have greater sensations and such, and maybe that's not such a good thing. Like this seeking of pleasure, this deriving pleasure and satisfaction may not be that useful or that important, as compared to the more subtle and powerful forces of common values and common interests and goals and diet and musical preference and cultural similarity and lifestyle. All things to consider, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This has been a whole lot of information. Might be worth watching again to and writing down the items that really come to be applicable to your life. So thanks for tuning in. Let's finish with some light work. Being this is a super breakdown of my ideas, why don't we, like when you do light work, you imagine the people smiling that you dislike, that you're having problems with, that you're monetary issues, complications with, anything complicated. Visualize a brilliant white light streaming down. Imagine the person smiling, and it's good to imagine them just walking along the sidewalk, and they smile, and it doesn't matter if they're, whatever their circumstances. This is a process of programming and putting out a projection of your thoughts and your intentions of what, not only for that person, but people in general. Keeping in mind that the ultimate paradox of that seduction and bullying and aggression is a show of lack of self-control, respect, a lack of self-respect, a lack of commitment to your goals. If you're just pursuing lust, then you don't have goals, and that's selling your soul. You are your memories and your goals and your values. That's who you are. You're not this body. This body is just a conduit for consciousness. That is what we are. We're consciousness. We build upon our knowledge base generationally. We advance society. So let's do some light work, all right? So you're imagining 3 people. Let's start off with somebody you dislike, you're having an argument with in your mind. Imagine them smiling joyfully, doing their thing, not smiling because they're glad about you, but smiling because they're just enjoy, and beaming a brilliant light down. That light surrounds them, warmth, people recognize, they see that, wow, look at that, they enjoy. Now seeing another person smiling, and this is something you can do when you're in line or bored or concerned about life or anxious or uncertain. Uncertain is a cool one because the light creates synchronicity in the physical realm. This visualization, this is who we are, guys. We are that light, that brightness. And there are hints of it you'll see in different religions, and it's common for people to imagine light, bright white light on the bed where they sleep. By the way, people, there's this idea of sealing the forehead that allows one to protect themselves against dark forces, demons, spirits that want to use your body to they want to attach to your body. Another thing you can do is you can put your hand, when you feel anxious, cross your arms, make sure you put your hand, protect your solar plexus, breathe. Remember that getting upset is not another person making you upset. It's just you not breathing properly. So you need to deep breathe, right? That's another thing. But getting into what are we getting into? By the way, I have a DJ Super Tropics playlist. It's expanding every day. You might find some great music that you can enjoy for whatever mood you're in. Let's see if we can't think of another target for the light work. Somebody you're concerned about money with. How about that? Imagine them smiling. Imagine, and forget the idea of imagining money. Okay, or circumstances. Just imagine pure white light, beam. Okay, I mean, it might be nice to fantasize, but beam. Okay, beam your cell phone, beam your computer. Blast it with white light by holding your hand like this, like a wand. You can even get a crystal or a wand. It's good to rub a crystal in one hand while you beam in the other, and also spiral like you're doing a hula hoop, standing, beaming, spinning the rock in your hand, crystal. It allows you to focus and do the light work more effectively. You can imagine people who you have a romantic interest in, and as we know, in the realm of purity, as children would see, without lust, without desire, how do we operate? Well, there's another paradox. It's the prostitute paradox, where, if you respect someone, then you won't want to seduce them, and you won't allow them to seduce you or anything like that. Don't get yourself in situations where people can seduce you, like at their house or in their car, or after they bought you dinner. They're having psychological power over you. Activate your own chakras, your needs, by meeting your needs, desires by regular masturbation, and your wants by self-affirming activities, creative activities, exercise, music, dance. This is JRTV Hawaii. This is what I'm about. Visit easyworldpeace.com for a preview of what's next. Remember, when you're beaming light work you imagine a person you're romantically interested in, imagine them smiling. Don't want to seduce them. Just want good for them. Want their dream mate or their partner, the perfect partner for them. Good match. All right. This is how love operates. This is who we are, guys. Welcome to your reality.